This is cool. This is a rare live picture aboard the USS George H.W. Bush off the coast of Norfolk, Virginia. President Trump is visiting Virginia today to say happy 250th birthday to the U.S. Navy. He will be joined by the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, who joins us exclusively again right now from the sidelines of the Navy Air Force game in Annapolis to talk about ways he plans to keep military secrets secret. How big of a problem are leaks coming out of the Pentagon?
Well, obviously they're not helpful. They're not legal. If someone's handing over or providing information that is classified or otherwise not for disclosure, that's a problem. So we're doing everything we can protocol-wise to make sure that those are minimized. And unfortunately, we live in an era where people do things like that. Journalists solicit things like that, which I think is disgusting. When journalists are saying, hey, send us classified information. That's why we have a policy at the Pentagon around what kind of conduct journalists will have in the building, too. We take these things very seriously, and leaks are a problem. We're going to try to address them.
And would you start using polygraphs to stop the leaks?
I think we'll use whatever tools we need, ultimately, especially with our own service members who can never be party to that, or our own civilians who can never be party to leaking. We're setting clear rules at the Pentagon. We're not playing games. We're not allowing everybody to roam around the building. You know, that was the policy before, Peter. If you were a Pentagon reporter, you could just walk around the building. No badge, no escort, no nothing. Walk into offices, talk to anybody. Who knows where there's classified information. We're making the rules more like you might say the White House. Can you roam the White House wherever you want?
Typically not without getting a Secret Service guy up in my grill.
So we're just normalizing it. Yes, you can be in the press area, briefing room, but if you want to move around the building, you're going to have a badge. It's going to be clear. You're going to be escorted when you do so, and we have expectation that you're not soliciting classified or sensitive information. I think the American people see things like that as absolute common sense. The Pentagon press corps can squeal all they want. We're taking these things seriously. They can report. They just need to make sure they're following rules.
Do you trust you inherited a whole huge department. Hundreds of thousands of people work there. The people in your part of the Pentagon, do you trust them?
Well, I think all those folks that we serve with, uniform and civilians, almost raise their right hand to defend the Constitution. They swore an oath. We expect them to uphold that oath. So, of course, we trust them until they give us reason not to believe they're not upholding that constitutional oath. So there's a lot of trust that goes into, I'm not wearing the uniform, I used to, but all these guys around us, all these guys on the field who wear that uniform, that comes with trust. Of course I trust them. I want them to execute to secure our nation until they give us a reason not to. But I tell you, yeah, I gave a speech about how we need to uphold standards and raise standards and do PT and all that. But that's because the vast majority of those who serve our nation are incredible men and women of integrity who will uphold that oath, and I'm proud to be able to speak for them.
Last one. There is an account on X that forecasts or tries to forecast military action based on how busy the pizza places are around the Pentagon. Next time there's going to be an airstrike, have you guys thought about maybe just going to the cafeteria?
I'm aware of that account. I haven't thought of just going to the cafeteria. I've thought of just ordering lots of pizza on random nights, just to throw everybody off. Some Friday night when you see a bunch of Domino's orders, it might just be me on an app throwing the whole system off so we keep everybody off balance. Trust me, we look at every indicator. There's a reason Midnight Hammer worked, because we understood open source, we understood classified ways in which the public and others are trying to watch movements. And in sensitive ways, we controlled for a lot of that in ways that only the U.S. government can do it. I mean, President Trump says this all the time. There's only one military that can do what we do, which is why it's such a solemn responsibility for me to make sure the leaders this military have are leaders they deserve, who uphold the same standards as a four-star as they would at a private. And actually underreported about that Quantico speech wasn't just generals. It was also senior enlisted leaders, top NCOs, who are the ones that enforce standards. And in fact, a lot of their heads were nodding the most. They're like, yeah, thank you for letting us do our job to make sure our formations are what they should be. Because you remember Giuliani in New York, the broken windows theory of policing? If you don't police the small stuff, if you let the beards go and the bellies go and the uniforms go and the fitness standards go, pretty soon the big stuff goes. Because our whole military is premised on unit cohesion and unity of mission. That's why diversity is our strength. It's such a dumb slogan. It's the dumbest slogan of all time. No, our strength is our unity. It's our clarity. It's the mission we share, love of country, and an understanding that we're in this uniform. I'm looking at folks right over there wearing this uniform. It's a point of pride. It's about doing something greater than yourself to serve the nation when you could do 1,000 other things. We're going to do right by that responsibility. Those men and women are not civilians. They're members of the military. They're in the profession of arms. They live by a code we don't expect civilians to live by. That code is back. And at every echelon, we're going to live by that and lead by that. President Trump has set that tone, and we're going to continue doing it.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.